outreach organized in June of 2008 with a budget of $5,000 and a committee of 8 to 10 members. Lois Nelson was the first chairman. I don't know if she's here today. We invited her, told her we'd pick her up, but she wasn't ready. This was a post-Hurricane Katrina. Does anybody remember how many years ago that was?
2005.
2005. I would have said 10 or 15 years, but whatever. Members became increasingly frustrated that programs weren't designed to help in some existing areas. How could we help St. Louis experience a disaster such as New Orleans had in 2005? The mission of Assistant League Outreach is to provide unmet needs in the community that are not covered by our other programs or agencies. Originally, referrals came from members or through our website application program. One of the first referrals brought to Outreach came from a newspaper article. I had read about the Maplewood School District had a home, found students sleeping in their cars so they could go to school. So they built a home, hired house parents, and found 2 young men who were juniors. And they'd been living in their car during the week. This home would keep them during the week. On the weekend, they had to go home, if they had one, to relatives or friends. They had to stay at somebody else's home on the weekend. So the house parents had the weekend off, I guess. So we had a budget of $400, and we went with another couple. I think 4 or 5 of us went to the home. And the house father took his van, which was good, and we went to Walmart, gave the boys each $200 to buy shirts, deodorant, whatever they needed. Well, the first kid came up with a beautiful $45 shirt. And he did that a couple times and realized his money was almost gone. So he took it back and got some less expensive things. They did quite well. They got shampoo and deodorants and the things they needed. The next one, is Carol Powell there?
Yeah.
Carol Powell and I visited a daycare, a group of us did, that was so well run, we put in a request for educational games. Connie Westerman brought in a request for St. Mary's Hospital's Sweet Babies program. And Outreach provided clothing for new babies from birth through 1 year. Susan Peters was instrumental in working with Children's Home Society to provide computer accessories for handicapped children. Their clients were disabled children from birth to teens. A member was Nancy Reese. She's now deceased, but she had an aunt who was one of the first people to sign up to be in the military during the war. She was now in a veterans retirement home, and she wanted to honor her first woman career soldier to provide garden and seeds to plant outside in one of the garden areas. And another member asked for American flag pins to immigrants who became United States citizens. In recent years, Jane Foley has been instrumental in finding new homes for the men's clothing donated to Fantastic Finds, which cannot be sold in the shop. We have partnered with the Urban League's, first, I guess, Save Our Sons program, preparing young men looking for employment in school programs like Man of Valor, serving students who are college-bound, and Jobs for America graduates, JADG program, serving high school students. Deneen Ebert and Sharon Friedman helped respond to a request from St. Louis Academy presenting laptop computers to students. By the time I became Outreach Chairman, the committee realized they needed to move away from individual referrals in this group, which were wonderful, and changed our guidelines so that requests for services must come from a social service agency, school district, or nonprofit organization. So one of the first was granted requests for seed and garden equipment from the International Institute to help immigrant families create a community garden. Do we have a picture? Yeah, we do. Good. We have partnered with Purina Farms to deliver snack packs made by their employees for distribution to the Ferguson-Florissant School District. We have partners with Republic Services to distribute toys collected in their annual Christmas toy drive to children in transition through school district social workers. We have provided hygiene kits to students in transition in the St. Louis public schools. And we have worked with St. Vincent de Paul to provide beds and bedding to families in need. As members, you have donated household items so we could help families needing a new start after losing their homes or moving into a home for the first time, which is what we seem to be doing a lot of now. Our budget has ranged from $5,000 to $75,000, depending on the year. This year, we even asked for an extra $25,000, and it was approved. The need for beds has been exceptional this year. The floods in our area and homeless people moving into new homes have created a need for us to spend over half our budget on beds. Some children have never slept in a bed. St. Vincent de Paul was very happy we were providing beds as their budget ran out last fall. I have one story I want to tell about myself. It was near Christmas, like the Saturday before, and this family had already received their beds. They had a lamp with a table with a lamp in the living room and one chair and the beds. And we showed up because they didn't have any sheets or anything yet. So my husband and I drove out there and showed up with blankets and sheets and pillows and whatever. And it was a warm day, so the children came running out of the house and they had each drawn a picture for us. I mean, what a Christmas present for us. It was wonderful. Would anyone who's ever been a part of the outreach program stand up?